Good morning, everybody. Today is July 24th. I believe it's Pioneer Day. Is today Pioneer Day?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I've got a guest with me here today, but he's off to the side. You can't see him. Can you say good morning, Alex?
Good morning.
All right. Do you want to come sit by me, or do you want to stay there? You want to stay there? Okay. So let's start off with a daily reflection from the Old Testament. In God is my salvation and my glory, the rock of my strength and my refuge is in God. Trust in him at all times. Psalm 62, 7-8. We live in a world of difficulty and heartache. At times it seems that we can't go on, that life is without any joy or rejoicing. All of it, the good and the bad, the bitter and the sweet, provides opportunities to develop and manifest our faithfulness. The test a loving God has set before us is not to see if we can endure difficulty. It is to see if we can endure it well, said Elder Henry B. Eyring. We pass the test by showing that we remember him and the commandments he gave us. And to endure well is to keep those commandments, whatever the opportunity, whatever the temptation, and whatever the tumult around us. We have that clear understanding because the restored gospel makes the plan of happiness so plain. In our tutoring trials, we can learn more about the things of eternity and prepare our hearts for eternal life, which is God's greatest gift. Don't play with those, baby.
What are those?
Those are tabs.
What are those for?
Tabs are for marking special places in books that you want to remember.
I will do that now.
No, you cannot have that bell. Not while I'm doing my video. Okay, so today is Nehemiah chapters 6 and 8. And from what I could tell, they finished the temple.
I want biscuits.
Those are pieces of paper. They finished the temple, and some people opposed them. And then in 8, what happens in 8? I don't know. Let's see. 6. Sanballat engages in intrigue against Nehemiah and the building of the wall. The Jews finish the construction of the wall. Okay, so that's 6. Then we skip 7 and go over to 8, which says Ezra reads, oh yeah, that's right. Ezra reads and interprets the law of Moses to the people. They keep the Feast of Tabernacles. Okay, so they're reading the scriptures and they learn about the Feast of Tabernacles, and it tells them what to do, and they're like, we have not done this since the days of so-and-so. I can't remember, but it's been a long time. And so it says you got to get sticks of this, and you got to build booths, and you got to live in them for 7 days, and it says that the people were so happy in doing it. They hadn't done this feast for so long. Like, none of these people, it seems like, were alive the last time they did the feast. And so they did the feast, and they're reading the scriptures, and they're kind of loving every minute of it. So that's what I took away from 8. So it's got this thing here for chapter 6, completion of the temple. The walls were finished. The work of God cannot be arrested in its inexorable forward motion. His word will be fulfilled in our day. This decree has been renewed. What I, the Lord, have spoken, I have spoken, and I excuse not myself. And though the heavens and the earth may pass away, my word shall not pass away, but shall all be fulfilled, whether by mine own voice or by the voice of my servants, it is the same.
What are those?
Those are envelopes.
I need this.
You need them? Alright, and then it has one thing for 8, and then a point of interest, and you know how I feel about the points of interest. But, as explained earlier, Tershalath pronounced Tershatha, was an administrative title of Persian origin applied to one appointed as a governor over an area, such as Zerubbabel in relation to Judea, or Nehemiah. The impact of the word of the Lord upon the people, read distinctly and expounded so as to make clear the sense and understanding of the law, was to cause them to weep, to transport so transported were they by the Spirit. The people were counseled to mourn not, weep not, for they were of a disposition to be elevated in the joy of the occasion, being confirmed in their understanding of the principles of truth presented to them, and in the knowledge that the joy of the Lord is your strength. None of that made sense to me just now. Not a word of it. I don't know.
Hi.
What,
Where's
love?
the pen?
Where's the pen?
Uh-huh.
Right here, but you cannot write on that.
Why?
You can write on the envelopes, but you can't write on that.
Why?
Because I said so.
Wait, I need to go. I found a big.
You do?
I need to do it.
Okay, so it's got
Hi, I'm doing it.
yeah, it's got a thing here in the law though about chapter 8 verses 1 through 5 and 8. It says that Elias Rasmussen has provided the following commentary on these verses. A grand assembly was once again called, as in Samuel's day, for the reading of the law, as Moses had commanded they should periodically do. Ezra was the priestly leader. Tradition says that Ezra gathered up all of the sacred writings, the Torah, the prophets, and the other writings. The Talmud even asserts that these books which were missing he rewrote. However true that may be, it is quite certain that this was the period of collection and primary determination of the great Hebrew literature that has come down to us, plus much that has not been passed on down. It is likely also that this was the time of the beginning of the oral translation of the scriptures from the literary Hebrew into the common language of the people. Excuse me. For some, it would have entailed a paraphrasing of the literature in the vernacular. For some, it would have required translation into the spoken Aramaic that was becoming the lingua franca. It's a Hebrew or Latin phrase, I guess, of the Near East of the time. This would be the beginning of the Targums, Hebrew meaning translations. They were oral at first, then written portions of the Targumim were permitted, and finally whole translations appear to have been sanctioned. Not until the early centuries AD, however. Okay. So that bit was interesting. I liked that bit. Okay.
How did I get this in?
Well, it doesn't really fit in those envelopes, does it? Does it fit sideways? Okay. So now I'm going to leave you with a prayer from a diary of prayer. And today is the 24th.
Another one.
You're going to make another one and another one? Okay.
I need tape.
You don't need tape.
I do.
I don't have tape down here.
Where is it?
Upstairs. Okay, this is from the 11th century, Saint Anselm. Let our prayer, O Lord, come before thee in the morning. Thou didst take upon thee our feeble and suffering nature. Grant us to pass this day in gladness and peace, without stumbling and without stain, that reaching the eventide free from evil, we may praise thee, the eternal King, through thy mercy. O our God, who art blessed. Honey, there's not glue on it. You don't have to lick it. It doesn't have glue. O our God, who art blessed and dost live and govern all things, world without end.
Now I done that.
Yes, stamp it.
Like that.
I liked this one. This one was
Now we
nice.
done that.
Saying,
Now we
grant
done
us to
that,
pass
but
this day in gladness and peace, without stumbling and without stain, that reaching the eventide, free from evil, we may praise thee. That's something I want to incorporate into my morning prayers. I liked that one.
Now we done that.
Yes, but first we need to say that was Nehemiah chapter 6 and 8. And we move into Esther next week. What? And in preparation for Esther, I plan on watching One Night with the King today. If I can find it. I don't have it on DVD. I think we've watched it on YouTube last time we watched it. Now, I realize that movies are not perfectly accurate, but I mean, come on, who can resist Luke Goss? All right. I gotta go. This boy's getting into my stamps. We will see you tomorrow for Esther 1. Bye.